There we go. Little ASMR for everybody. What do you think? Just doing my last little bit of announcements. There we go. I think that's the last of them. Simon. Alright. What do we gotta do here? We still gotta finish some of the underpainting, right? And, hold on, I think I wrote notes. Hold on, let me make sure. It may just be about the cameras, but... Yeah, it's all about the cameras. I just want to make sure of that. Alright, so I wanted to make it so everybody can see more of what I'm doing here. So stupid. I'm so stupid. I'm as dumb as they come. Alright, so we're gonna... Hopefully there's not too much skin here. And if there is, you guys will see what I mean whenever I say, like, oh, there's... Damn it, it made a skin. This will allow you to see what the hell I'm talking about if you're not familiar. Not that one. Not really feeling that one either. Let's see here. This one might be pretty good. It's a little chunk on it. What's that? No. Not enough. No, that's a good one. I think that's alright. Your life never go anywhere. Alright. And I'm tired, and I can't take any more pain. Take away, take away, take again. Take away, take away, take away. I do not care, Mr. McAfee. Now, hopefully, what this should do is maybe make it so I'm not getting in the way of, especially when I like make some paints or whatever, and I gotta get up there, getting to work on it. You guys should see it more. I think this is a nice arrangement. I don't know. I'd like to hear opinions. Of course, I'd have to have viewers first. That reminds me. Get over to my Twitch channel here. Make sure I'm up to date on this stuff. There we go. Been working since 2:30 in the morning. No, there's a yellow kind of things right there. Getting harder. Fingers and destined to fail. Take away this ball and chain. Well, I'm lonely and I'm tired, and I can't take any more pain. I just gotta check here my original plans. Yeah, the orange is fine for that. I'm gonna have to speed off a little first. Just speed off the brush a little bit, you know. Now it will horrify everybody, hopefully. It's how I intend on probably destroying half of the stuff that's up there. Ooh, you know what? I think it'll let me. Let's do that. Let's try that. Image. Okay, that didn't work. Let's try it like that. There we go. That was weird. Jump in front of my car when you no other time. Never. Speed I drive. Alright. Hold on, it'll just be easier if I do this real quick. Alright. My ears are That's alright at all. What else I need? Alright, there we go. You gotta be kidding me. This isn't messing with me up. Stay focused. Focus, dude. Focus. Alright. I just want to make sure I had a little bit of actually, that one should have been green. We're okay, though, I think. Now, Alexa, skip. I will say, and I said it before, if you want to have some fun, I'm not going to say its name though, because I already did it, and I don't want to do it again. But if you want to mess with your Echo, just go, Alexa, what's happening, bitch? It doesn't work though for some reason on the taps, and I don't know why, even if they're in hands-free mode. The chemicals. Yeah. We're out on the prison bus. This is it. The apocalypse. Whoa. Radioactive. 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 Raise my flag. My nose. It's a revolution, I suppose. Fit right in. Bring it in. Check it out. to the new age. Welcome to the new age. All systems go. The sun hasn't died. Deep in my bones, straight from inside. Love to make the system roll. Now, I did try the other night, right after I finished up here, to put this mic up there or find somewhere else for it. But unfortunately, just the nature of this bad joint here, that I'm sure is annoying the hell out of everybody, it just won't work. Because the second it kind of hangs the wrong way, it flops the wrong way. And it never will stay in a place where it'll be in front of my mouth, or near my mouth at least, and not be right in front of the painting. So, not that one. That's the good one. Yeah. It was hiding on me. So let's see, what is new? Is there anything good to talk about? I was thinking today, I wrote a little bit about it in my journal for my lunch break at work, though I never got to finish it. So I should probably finish that before I start with something else like tomorrow. But so I write a lot. I don't write as much as I should, but I still write a lot. But I've been thinking about this past weekend that I had to hang out with my wife for a little bit, just by us, you know, no children around. Yeah, just enjoying ourselves in our own company. And it occurred to me, I've thought a lot about, God, how great would it be if I could find a way to make a living, you know, just off my paintings, you know. And it got to the point where, you know, if it got to the point where she also would not have to work, you know, she could just be home all day and, you know, kids go to school and we could just hang out. That'd be a great life. And then I realized, just due to me being me in a lot of ways, it'd be terrible. And not to say that we'd annoy each other or anything like that, and in like a murder-suicide or anything crazy like that. But basically, it occurred to me I would probably end up like say I won the lottery tomorrow, okay? Not that I play, but if I did. All right. Say I win the lottery and I win enough money, we don't have to work. I can just paint all I want now. Well, the problem is I end up just wanting to spend the whole time just, like, not to sound cheesy, but literally just spending the whole time in my wife's arms. Like I would waste away, you know. I'm not trying to make that sound bad. I hope that doesn't sound bad. Like, I mean that, like, I literally would just be like, okay, I want to hold her all day, or I want her to hold me all day, and whatever. I know it sounds goofy and romantic, but I'm not kidding. It's like, I didn't think it would actually hurt my painting more than not if I didn't have to go to work or. The only exception, though, I did think about it. The only exception would be if I was making money more so off of this, as in this Twitch channel, because then I'm forced to, like, I'd make a better schedule, so I'm not just painting on, like, you know, for 2 hours on a few nights a week. It'd be like, okay, we're going to paint for 5 hours, you know, Mondays and 5 hours on Tuesdays and, you know, whatever. I most certainly would be painting a lot more. And I think if I were to do that, that it might counter that because it's like, okay, this would be a job, you know? I've read enough articles about people that are making a living off of Twitch that realize it's a job, man. And I get it, and I understand that. Right now, I'm just hoping to catch a few eyes and maybe get some people to paint. That's really all I'm trying to do. Get some people to find some joy in this like I used to. I still do, but you know what I mean. I hope I understand. I hope I said that right. I'm a little cuckoo tonight, I won't lie. My commutes have been getting worse. That's really what got me thinking about it. So, the past 3 nights in a row now, my commute has been well over an hour each way. And the thing that kills me, now I've driven in really bad roads, you know, like I've driven in Chicago during, you know, ostensibly rush hour heading to O'Hare. Okay, so I mean, I know Chicago traffic sucks. I know that. But the thing that I noticed when I was in Chicago, when I was driving through shitty traffic, was that, like, if the Chicago sign made it so that, like, you go, oh, well, we're averaging like 15 miles an hour. Okay. You drove about 15 miles an hour. You might be a little over, a little under, but you don't do what happens on the Blue Road all the time. And I wish there were some people on here from Delco or something around here that could help me out and explain this. I might have to push it back a little bit since I changed everything. All right, just sorry. I'm just noticing little things. But the thing about the Blue Route, and 76 does it just as much. It's roads around here. It's the tri-state area drivers. I'm one of them, and I know I must be guilty of it somewhere. I try not to be, but the shit in this area likes to go like dead stop, sit there for a couple seconds, 40 miles an hour, dead stop, 30 miles an hour, dead stop. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, that type of traffic pattern is crazy. And it's just... I'm just trying to make sure... That doesn't matter. I was trying to make sure that the bits in here stayed, like, sort of clean. I figure the brush coming in and out might actually keep it getting out of focus. Out of the tree of life, I just picked me a plum. You came along and everything started in dawn. Still, it's a real good bet. The best is yet to come. The best is yet to come, and baby, won't that be fine? Now see, this camera setup's a little more like the way I used to do things when I would just stream on Facebook. And it could probably be a little improved. The problem is that, like, if I pull it too much this way, first if I start straining the, I don't want to put it too close. I want you to be able to, like, see the painting, you know? I lose a little off the bottom. That's fine. I mean, well, like I said, where it'll get interesting is when I gotta put it back because I got like a painting like that on there. So we may be adjusting this left and right depending on the canvas. I might end up turning the palette cam, like put it back here, so this way it's closer to the computer, and that means I could use the extension cord I currently have on it on this one, and put it back a little bit so the bigger canvas can show through. We'll see. I'd love some feedback on this, so see what everybody thinks. Ain't nothing like it here. Best is yet to come. Come the day you're mine. That's funny. Before I came on, I like to practice my Rocket League. You know, I'm trying to get into a practice regimen, not just playing. Like, literally going into the, you know, so those training training courses I have, whatever, the custom training. I was working on all these aerial goals, and I was really just working on one, which was just coming off the wall, in the air, rotate my car back in the spot, and get the goal in. And I was getting pretty good with it. And I was getting it, you know, and the main thing is not just about getting that goal, it's about the fact that I'm now getting a little more control when I'm in the air. And then I was like, let me take it into unranked. You know, just let me try it in some, you know, random games. Couldn't hit a goddamn aerial to save my life. I'm like, son of a bitch. Ball's taking weird bounces I wasn't prepared for. I was like, come on, man. Like, man. You think I'm an idiot? This isn't my father. This is a cell phone. Anybody? Nobody get that? No? No. Don't worry about it. You're probably better off. Now, I will say, I have to go in tonight at 10 o'clock to give my kids kisses goodnight. I didn't do it the other night. Apparently, I got in trouble. I was spoken about the next day. Let's put it that way. And then my wife told me, you need to make sure you come in. Like, you know, they should really be looking at the streaming nights because if I'm working. Secondly, that's what I'd like to believe this is. This is a little awkward. I'm painting like on a weird angle. So maybe once or twice where I'm like this. I hope that's not too bad. I'll try to keep it to a minimum. What else do I have to say today? This would be so much easier. God, will someone just talk to me? Who's there? Where's this bullshit stuff again? Hey, it's the bullshit stuff. Now, anyway, I applied for a show um, from a group called It's Liquid. Called the show. There's like it's like a 3-part show actually. The first part I've missed, but it's the general show's called Spaces, and the one I've applied to is Places. The funny, interesting bit of this is the show is in Venice, Italy. I think it's very vital to rock around. That's right on top. It's tricky to rock around, to rock around. That's right on time. It's tricky. Tricky. So yeah, it'll be tricky if I have to send this shit to Venice. Little girly, her hair was kind of curly. Went to her house to bust her out. I had to leave there early. All they just do is please me. I said it's not that easy. It's tricky to rock around, to rock around. That's right on time. It's tricky. Tricky, 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 tricky. It's tricky to rock around. Oops. It's tricky to rock around, to rock around. That was a thing. I think I mentioned this before, but this is a goddamn great song to walk through the city with. Good people take up in all of my time. Saw the hills. Too far. I was terrible. Sister dismissed her, now she's jacking Jay. They even bother my poor father because he's down with me. I was a kid. Coke and lots of dope, but we just leave it alone. Yeah, but we don't quit. Sit. Yeah, so I told my wife that. I was like, yeah, I applied to a show in Venice, Italy. Now, I don't know whether if I get selected if I have to go. That could be a problem. That's a requirement. That could be a very big problem. That's got a major issue coming up because we're going on vacation. I know everyone, no one, will be heartbroken that the week after 4th of July, I won't be streaming. But the what's I gonna say? But the Chester County Art Association, where I have three paintings right now in the gallery in Exton, they're doing their swap out for the paintings the week we're away. So I've got some issues. I don't know how I'm gonna deal with I'm gonna try contacting them. Be like, look, either I gotta take them the week before, or I gotta take them the week after. And when I say I got to, it means basically that my wife's gonna have to drive up there one day, because she's gonna. Their hours are a little funky, and I don't have anything else really right now to put there. You know, so far this year, I've done 2 commissions, and you know, I mean, I gotta deliver the one still, obviously. You see Wilma up there? Wilma? Hi, Wilma. I don't have the picture of Kyram framed yet, so I can't really show that one. And plus, I don't think my kids would let me show that one. So I've got some issues that I gotta figure out. I gotta get some stuff framed, but I don't have the money for it. And summertime's bad for us because my wife doesn't work during the summer. So she's a contract teacher, but not like in a public school. So during the summer, money gets tighter dramatically. Usually I would offset it by working at the Phillies, but I didn't go back to the Phillies this year because my commute's gotten worse and I can't go. So I feel like everything drops these violet tones into this little area here that helps define them a little bit. Chicks dig it. Alright, it seems like this is playing like a painting mix now. It seems to be always the same few songs. As soon as I start singing them. Back and forth, I sway with the wind. Resolution slips away again. Right through my fingers, back into my heart. When it's out of reach and it's in the dark. Sometimes I think I'm blind, but I may be just paralyzed. 'Cause the plot thickens every day, and the people of the puzzle keep crumbling away. But I know there's a picture for me. Indecision clouds my vision. No one listens. Because I'm streaming and no one's here. Oh. You see, I'm somewhere in between. My life is falling to pieces. Somebody put me together. Laying face down on the ground, my fingers in my ears to block the sound, my eyes shut tight to avoid the sight, anticipating the end, losing the will to fight. Some mix of yes and no, and an ocean of maybe. Bottom, it looks like a steep incline from the top of another downhill slope of mine, but I know the equilibrium's there. Indecision clouds my vision. No one listens. Between my love and my eye, good. Somebody put me together. This one checks. That's a little better. Looking for the sway with the wind. It's a little better. I think it'll be better once we, hold on. I gotta do it. I got it out. I know it's gonna be sounding bad. I know. I literally just decided to change my microphone's positioning, so like, or my canvas's position. I'm sorry. So it fucks with the microphone. I thought I could fake it, but I can't. This will come very shocking to some people, but I do tend to be anal about weird things like that. Most people who know me know I'm a mess. My desk is a mess at work, primarily because I don't care. But it's always been that way, and you know, but you guys can kind of see my setup here. It isn't exactly neat, but it's where I know where things are messed up. Can I? Boom, 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 boom. I just want to see something. I'm duplicating some stuff, I know. Oh, no. Let's just have no mics channel. Quiet, you. That's Cave Geek. Cave Geek Art. You've probably seen him once or twice if you checked out my channel. You don't. I know. So, let's see if I'm right about that one. I think this is right. I think my brain's working today. Alexa, what song is this? Yes. Oh, this is live on retrospective, not live. It's live. There was a baseball announcer did that. Who the hell was it? I think it was in New York. Oh shit! I can't remember if it was for the Yankees or Mets. But he was like, "Live from Yankee Stadium or Met Stadium, yeah, whatever it was." This gentleman also, same guy, had made the announcement once that today's Father's Day, so to all you dads out there, happy birthday. I think it was in New York. Maybe it was Harry Carey. You know what? I could be wrong. It could be Harry. That sounds like something Harry would have done. To all you dads out there, happy birthday. Alright, I think that's getting there, right? What do you think? I guess something we can work with. All right. As I've said to my wife before, fuck me if I'm wrong. And they say romance is dead. It did occur. I did occur to me. No. I'm not so hot today. I don't know. It did occur to me that I did not take a picture of the finished pencils. I should have done that. So I'm gonna take a half second here, I think, and once I finish these last few bits. That's a good song. I just take a few moments and take the beat that off real quick. Just beat one off. Let's try and definitely the list that it wants to play. Alexa, skip. Have a seat and listen. Please don't say a thing. It matters of the heart sometimes. The truth will have a sting. This don't take it personally. This is no attack. We will never work because I'm white and you are also white. I only like black girls, the brown girls, the cafe au lait. The candle girls and mocha girls just blow me away. If you're wondering, I want you to be in every fantasy. But if you're hungry, say nanny nanny, just like a girl from you. Oh, I hate vanilla ice cream. I like chocolate instead. I hope she likes the soul food with a little Wonder Bread. With only jungle fever, 'cause that just isn't right. I am not a racist. Some of my best friends are white. I am for black girls and brown girls, the cafe au lait. The camera girls and mocha girls just blow me away. If you're a cracker, you better get blacker or else you best get out. It is a mystery. I like a sister, see what I'm talking about. Woo! Our wedding song will be ebony and ivory, and we'll sing Christmas carols near the oak Kwanzaa tree. We'll always have the issue. It's dignity, it's class, it's all about our heart. Okay, it's partly about that ass. I don't mean some black girl, the brown girl, the cafe au lait. The camera girls and mocha girls just blow me away. If you're hunky, you're singing the wrong key, it's the honest truth. The skin that she's swelling in must contain melanin. That is a you. That was Jefferson. Robert De Niro. David Bowie. To a certain extent. Ted Danson. Strom Thurmond. Ah, see, I caught a trick on this, didn't I? Strom Thurmond. Yeah. My bad. See, I must have tapped it when I got up. I am so sorry. Heavy amounts of French ultramarine. So if you know I'm now we gotta find my brush. That we can use. I think that might be it. Speed it off a little more. Alright, so if anybody's wondering, ultramarine, cobalt blue. Chick stick it. Now, I did say I was kind of being pretty conservative with my color choices as far as the underpainting goes. Debating whether I want to put in some more of that violet ultramarine right now, or just let it, or ultramarine violet. I think I'm going to let that sit for just a few. It's going to come into play, but I'm just going to let it sit for a little bit. So we're going to drop in some there, and some over here. My artist medium. Oh, it's running away. It's running away. Stop it. Stop it. Get back in there. Nobody loves me. Alright, maybe I went a little heavy on that one. That's alright. So I don't want too heavy of an influence on the cobalt blue. Like, but I want to make sure it has a nice liquidy. So you know what we're going to need? Where the hell are all my palette knives? There's one in there. Oh no, there's a couple in there. Okay. Never mind. Like, where the hell are the palette knives? They're all in there. That's why. This is fine. Just kind of scoop back in. Look, all the things surrounding Bill Cosby's legacy aside, obviously with the more recent revelations, I mean, he's a scumbag. He's been doing what he's been doing for years, and he was found guilty of. But you got to admit, and Bill Cosby himself, he made a great comment about, you know, what it's like to be parents. And the palette knife right there is just basically acting like a father when the beatings come, you know, just it's like a goaltender. It kicks it back into play. But regarding everything else, he's a scumbag. I want to make that clear. Who fucking knows at this point with the way things are going? He'll probably get a full acquittal from the Supreme Court. Something soon. I've never actually done this. This probably isn't like the real mixture to use that on, but it's not really giving me the texture I want. It's just something to be said about a brush. I know, look, I know my master squeeze, I don't know, whatever the fuck. Right out of the tube. A lot of times, you know, but and I could probably get away with it with that ultramarine tube I got, because it's like it's really got some nice, like a real narrow tip. But most of my other stuff is too wide, and I'm like, I want to get good stuff out of it. I just wow, wow, wow. Cause I just kissed my baby. And I just fucking say I was gonna take a picture of the before I started. Oh well. Oh moron. God. It's best of art history never finds my shit. I'm gonna find these fucking videos and I'm gonna be like, what the fuck is this guy created? You know, come up with some of this shit. How do you come up with a good painting when he's a fucking idiot? Of course, they're probably looking at me like, these are all shitty paintings anyway. And they're not wrong. Cause I just kissed my baby. Feel so good. I just kissed my baby. Wow, wow, wow. Cause I just kissed my baby. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, I just kissed my baby. I just kissed my baby. Just kiss my baby. Just kiss my baby. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Just kiss my baby. Did I say the brush? I don't remember if I said the brush. So this is cobalt. That's violet. Ultramarine. Make sure you shake their hands. No. The brush is a number 4 round. I'll be honest, it's not like top quality brush I'm using. This is one that my cousin Gary gave me. He had taken like a class at college in painting, did some stuff. He's like, okay, cool, not gonna do it again, so he gave it to me. But yeah, sometimes I don't know. Maybe it's because I've always had to deal with cheap stuff. Like I can never afford the really good stuff. I think it works fine. I think sometimes people overthink the. Truth be told, it's actually closer in quality, I guess. Not quality, but in softness to some of the more high-end brushes I've seen before. That when I've played with them, I don't like them because I usually like a lot of. I like it hard. You know what I mean? I like it hard. You guys can't see my face anymore. I'm like. Now, we've been all around the world. All around the world the same stuff. But just because it when I'm doing especially my impasto, it makes it get on there a little better, you know. Watch a move body to the pop song that I'm singing, ding-a-ling, and funky beats ringing. Everybody see the places that keep the chase, this is wild style. R&B mixing with the hip hop, same beat, same pain in my hand, it won't be. I'm gone. It's just a freestyle. Meanwhile, the kids would be kicking, sweat tripping, girlies in the limo eating chicken. Oops, don't get your grease on your pantyhose. I love it. Move over, move over. Gotta blow my nose, sneezing, but still I'm pleasing all of the slimmy. But my Jimmy,
Time to get plenty if it's in me, if it's good and plenty, don't you know? There I go, there I go, there I go, but I don't go nowhere without my gym hat. Strap because I'm strapped because I'm smarter than that. Then, girlie, maybe we can get along. All around the world's the same song. 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 Money tiki, the freaky tiki, speak down, well bound. Well, as a matter of fact, I'll be back. I gotta take a leaky. So while I'm training, entertaining to the touch. Too much to be trying to name me. Hey yo, you saw me on cable and grip, busting in the buzzer. Hypothetical, political, lyrical, miracle whip. It's like butter. My rhyme's a lot of shit, cause I'm the Humpty, not Humpty Dumpty, but Humpty Hump. Here a hump, there a hump. Shut up and just listen. Not this, don't get me wrong. But to me, it's just the same old song. Just watch, cause my name is Shaka like to rock and you can't stop this. Tupac, go ahead and rock this. Round with the underground girls used to frown, saying, damn, when I'm coming around, gas me, and when they pass me, they used to diss me, harass me, but now they ask me if they can kiss me. Get your fame. People change, want to live your life, huh? Song can't go wrong if I play the nice. It's the same song. There you go. Yeah, no. It's the same song. All around the world's the same song. All around the world's the same song.
That's interesting. It's telling me I've only been live for like 2 minutes. That's cuckoo. Oh, so now the first one did work. Okay, that's interesting too. Just took a while to load. There's some weird little things going on. Nah, Alexa, skip. Gotta be in the mood for that one. I'm not in the mood for it. Yes, I understand that every life must end. But they say don't go on, I know someday we must go on. I'm a lucky man to count on both hands the ones I love. Some folks they got none, yeah, others they got none. Stay with me, heartless free. Practice on our sins, never gonna make them win. There's one downside to this setup right now, which is the angle is kind of funky to me. So we may do some more adjustments because I may want to drop this part down and drop this down so that I can see more of it better. See, I had it back the other way, but the way I angled it off the lights was fine.
If I did it, I'm a fool, you see. No one knows this more than me. 'Cause I come clean, I wonder every day upon your face, everything you gave and nothing you would take, and you would take everything you gave. Did I say that I wanted you? Oh, did I say that I want you? Oh, if I didn't, I'm a fool, you see. No one knows this more than me. 'Cause I come clean out. I skipped a little there. That's not good. Take everything you gave until I die. I meet you on the other side. California love. A little Tupac. California knows how to party. California knows how to party. In the city of LA. In the city of old Watts. In the city of Compton. Welcome everybody to the Wild Wild West. It's the track hits your eardrum like a slug to your chest. Believe into the sex. We in that sunshine state with the bomb that's empty. So we never find a dance floor empty. It's for them green. Me, money making machine. Been in the gangs, then years making rap tunes. Ever since Honey was wearing Sassoon, now it's 95, and they clock me and watch me diamond shining, looking like I rob Liberace. It's all good, from Diego to the Bay. The city is a bomb if your city making pay. Well, if you feel the same way, Drake.
As I was saying earlier, I applied for that show in Venice, Italy. And I told my wife, I'm like, watch, this is going to be the one I get. And I'm going to have to do all this logistics shit that I've never wanted to deal with in my life. Shake it for you, shake it, baby. Shake it, mama. Shake it, baby. Shake it for you, shake it. Out on bail, fresh out of jail, California dreaming. I step on the stage, I'm hearing hoochie screaming. Life on the west side. So what you say? Give me that bomb beef from Dre. Okay, that's where they put their Mac down. Give me love.
Good old Watts. In the city. Sitting at Compton.
I think I'm starting to come down with something. You ever notice when you get like that little, there's like a tingle back in the back of my nose, you know? See, the glare's not that bad for you guys. It's a shame the camera sucks balls. I'm just gonna try to see if I can get this thing a little, like there maybe. Alright, how long do I have to go till I get my kids up there? In bed. There's something I wanted to look at. No, I can't remember what it was. Oops. That's bad. I gotta get that. I'm old now. That's painful. Yeah, it's funny. Another thing I wrote in my journal the other day. I actually was sending something. I was mentioning something about the stream and the YouTube channel and the Facebook page. It's just none of it's growing. I need to grow. And and I'm like sitting there going, and between that and the inability to get gigs right now, like I can't seem to find a place to show. I can't seem to, And it's funny because I really think I'm doing some of the best work of my life recently. Yeah, I'm slow, and unfortunately, there's not much I'm going to be able to do about that right now. I'm old and I'm tired coming home every night, Usually I'm coming home already aggravated, then I got to go through my commute, and that's just lets it boil, and then it's emotionally draining by the time I get home, and and I try so hard to make sure that stuff doesn't come in here, so I got to force it out of me. Because believe me, if I'm bitching about it, this ain't nothing compared to what it feels like in my head normally. So I actually do a pretty good job of getting rid of all that junk before coming in here. But, you know, it wears down on you, you know. And I try to avoid the whole, like, self-medicating thing now because I got really bad about that. And a lot of people I work with are really bad about that from what I can gather from their conversations every day. And I think I mentioned my mother worked for this company for years. And I remember when I was little, every now and then going to these company events or whatever, you know. Now, it was a little different back then, but generally, they were all fucking lushes. Every last one of them. And it's like, now I look back and I look at, you know, how I was not too long ago. Yeah, especially when I wasn't painting. And it was like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, I don't know if it's the business that attracts it or whether the business turns people into raging alcoholics. Alexa, skip. You know, and rageaholics too, because everybody there's angry. And I'm sure that's all coming from the same place. You know. Oh wait, that's the little guy there, isn't it? Or not. One, two. Oh, okay. Thought I covered up one. That's just a stray brushstroke. But like I said, now as much as I can keep it out of here, it's like to get it out of here and not keep it from this room. The time I get there, it's like I'm drained, just mentally trying to force it out of my head. Strong, beautiful people, It's all relative to the size of your steeple. See the forest for the trees. You can't smell your own shit on your knees. It's time to discriminate and hate every motherfucker that's in the way. Something beautiful, something free. Hey, you, tiny mean. We're going to need to do more variety. I'm going to have to think about that. I mean, that teal blue might work very well. Or turquoise blue, sorry. Let's call it teal, I don't know why. Motherfucker, that's in the way. Hey! It's for people. Yeah. I think I gotta figure out a way to like. Let me see here. No, it won't work that way, huh? Okay, alright, let's try this. Yeah, that's too bright. Yeah, I gotta get like maybe like a more of a Valium. You know, I might have some. All right, that's my next. Like something like a little, you know, not quite. Like I got paper towels here trying to dim the light a little bit. Maybe like a little Valium, maybe. That might work. I bought some years ago to when I was trying to break into comics. Um, I don't want to call him a friend, but he kind of was at the time. I got to know his last name is Friend, by the way. Richard Friend, who's an inker for DC. Um, through he had been the host and main moderator for like a comic art Yahoo page. Remember when you used to have like Yahoo like groups and MSN groups? Show my fucking age, right? Anyway, I got to know Richard Friend through there as I was trying to break into comics, and a lot of people there were really supportive, gave a lot of good critiques. It's one of the reasons that as I started to think about that I would like to do this and make this more interactive that way. Have people show work, and I could talk about it. They can talk about mine. Feel free if anybody's ever watching this, ever critique this shit. All right, it's been years since I've had a good critique. Oh my god, I just took my mic out. Hi. Hi. Let me see if I can do this from this distance. Probably can't. There we go. The sunshine song and it won't take long to play for you. But you know, it was a really cool group, and like I said, I got to know Rich through there, and I'd asked about like, you know, when I saw some of Jim Lee's original pages from Batman Hush. You know, they were talking about having this extra page, and then I was like, what the hell are they talking about? What else is in there? And he goes, oh, for the rain. It was just easier to do it on Valium, and they can like change the scan of it, I guess. You know, just as an overlay, and it makes it. He does like all the graphics and shit on it too. Like if he's, you know, if Batman's working on like a holographic, you know, whatever the fuck it is, he draw it on the Valium, and they overlay it. You know, they scan that separate. You know, and it's a little see-through, so that way it can just be kind of cleanly placed in top. And I was like, oh, okay. And we were working on a comic where, you know, it rains a lot here in Philly, and the comic took place in Philly. And so I was like, I'm probably going to need this shit pretty often. So I bought a big pack of it, and I never used it. Because it didn't rain in the first, you know, issue or whatever that we drew like 10 pages of. And then when I did the Preston and Steve comic book, I had some plans for it. I think in like issue 4. But issue 3 never manifested, so I was never going to get to issue 4, you know? That was all on me. I admit to that. Like I said, there was some bad mojo that kind of happened all around that time, and I kind of felt that, and I don't want to say Preston and Steve, because, dude, I came to them with it. It wasn't Preston and Steve, before I say this. It felt like a lot of other people associated with making that comic, and when I say associated with making the comic, it's like everybody came in after I did all my shit, and I don't mean my creative team. I don't mean my inker or colorist. I'm not talking about them. Everybody else, when it came to the printing end of things and the advertising end of things or whatever, like it felt like they all got a lot more out of it than I did. I think I griped about this a little bit before, so I'm not going to beat around the bush too much. Alexa, skip. Especially with the second issue. The second issue, I had made, and Zenoscope, who's a local publisher around this area, if you're not familiar with them, they put out the second book, and they did it with just basically they split the cost with Brave New Worlds, who Brave New Worlds then got the exclusive rights to the book. So I couldn't put it through Comic Universe that had supported me in the first issue and really gave me a bunch of stuff that and Frank has been like a buddy of mine. I mean, since I was a kid. Like Frank, who runs this Comic Universe over in Folsom. I've been going to Frank since I was 9 years old. Eight actually. I take that back. I was 8. My sister and I walked all the way up from our house over on Climber Lane and Leadham, all the way up to Folsom, so I could buy. I think I bought a Ninja Turtles comic, if I remember correctly. And I don't think it was a Ninja Turtles comic. I believe it was a Ninja Turtles like pseudo karate book. Like it was like Michelangelo telling you how to use nunchucks. If anybody remembers that. I think they had a Donatello one too. I don't think they got that. They finished out that series. I went looking for them, so I only saw those 2. But anyway, so I've been going to Frank for a very long time for my books, and so I felt terrible that I couldn't put the second issue in it. I mean, it was free. It's not like he was getting money for it, but people would go in. And they'd say, "Hey, you got the Preston Steve book? Oh, but dude, you got this thing." And they would buy like another, book or something. And I really wanted to give Frank that business, and I didn't get to do that. So I felt, all right, Brave New World's got a great, deal out of it because people were having to go to their 2 locations to get the book. Okay. Zenoscope got lots of publishing, a lot of little time on air. Preston Steve, and they would mention a lot, and they'd get to go in and talk about new projects and stuff. Okay, cool. Wizard World was due out, and when we went to Wizard World, there was supposed to be a signing that I was supposed to do, and they told me one thing. I get to the booth, and that they had put on their sign another thing, so I missed it. I missed my own fucking signing. Not that they said anybody showed up, but Alexa. Skip. And really, not many people would show up without one of the Preston Steve members there, so it didn't matter. But, so then this got a bunch of free plugs. And then I said, "Hey guys, listen, I thank you very much. I really would like to break into comics, dude. I would really like a job. Anything you could throw my way. A cover, a backup story, anything right now would be huge for me." And they said, "Send us a portfolio with some pages." And I said, "I sent you guys 22 fucking pages. And a cover. I sent you a whole goddamn book. It's got my writing in it. I wrote the damn thing. I drew the damn thing. I assembled the damn thing, and did all the editing. I lettered it. I did all this stuff." It's literally an all-encompassing portfolio piece at this point. What else, And it bugged me. It bugged the hell out of me. And then as that's going on, we get done that. And I'm like, okay, whatever, The comic that my buddy and I were working on was a character called Menace, which is why I'm Menaceart. And I was going to Comic Universe, and I was actually complaining to Frank about it a little bit, about the fact that, I wanted to put the book in his, in his building so fucking badly, and I wanted to send it, but I couldn't, because it was like, Brave New Worlds just locked everybody out. And again, I mean, I give I thank them a lot for the fact that they got it out there. But at the same point, it was like, dude, it locked me out in a lot of ways from being able to help people that I wanted to help. So, okay, I'm complaining to Frank about it a little bit, and I look down at the comic shop news there. That's a giveaway, newspaper, whatever. And there's a thing about Tyrese Gibson making a character called Mayhem. And he only produced, I think, 4 issues of this book or whatever. But if you look at Mayhem, especially if you were to look at Mayhem in black and white, In color, it's different than Menace, but if you look at black and white, that's all I saw at the time. That's all that was on the cover. It looks a fucking lot, like Menace. And I can't say that Tyrus Gibson stole my book. I can't say that because there's no way to prove it. Our book was based around an idea of a very simple, trying to pull very much like a Dark Knight. I think it was a little bit before the Dark Knight came out, but the idea of how would you realistically, if you didn't have Batman's money, you gotta have a little flow to be a superhero, But if you didn't have Batman's money, how do you become a Batman-esque superhero? And we were trying to come up with, ideas that work like that. So you break down very simplistic things. He wore cargo pants because it's got pockets that you could throw extra shit in. All right, okay. He's got some gun straps to hold his guns because he was a little more Batman-like, mixed with Punisher type thing. Full mask to hide, because it's just going to be better to hide your whole face with, there's all these little breakdowns that we did that were very, okay, well, how does he do this? How does he do that? And so I'm sure it's a huge potential that Tyrese went through the exact same creative process. There's also potential that we had our books, like we had preview shots and shit out on the internet for fucking ever. I mean, we had a GeoCities site. If you guys know what GeoCities is, you know how fucking old that is. I could probably find the archive somewhere for you. And we had some preview pages on there because we were trying to direct people. We were trying to be forerunners in the whole, like, hey, look at my shit online. Here, look at this, with our creative GeoCities site. And, so, I mean, we had been putting our shit out there for a while. So there's a very good chance someone might have stumbled upon it, too. I just can't say one way or the other. All I know is his book was published before ours was. So, in the end, what was I going to do? If I tried to put out my book then, and it's being published through Image, too, I think, which is where I wanted to go. So if we've somehow got into Image now, we're basically trying to sell Image a book they already produced. And it's like, I got very pissed off. I got very upset. And, so like I said, I never got to use my Valium. That's a very long story to say. The fuck? Nobody's here anyways. What do I care? I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. I'm hustling. I'm trying to hustle. Something's coming for you. The nice thing about doing it this way is nobody can or would want to ever steal my shit. I will pray it's alright. Time to get away. Oh, get away. Between the velvet lights, there's a truth that's hard as steel. Yeah. The vision never dies. Life's a never-ending wheel. Masquerade. No need to look so afraid. Jump, jump. This can never. I just want to see again how it looks to you guys. See, it looks. You guys don't see it. I mean, there's variation. I am agreeing with the camera that there needs to be more variations, but we'll have to see how that goes.
not see what's becoming of me. Joe, no! Right, the tiger. His stripes, but you know he's clean. Oh, don't you see what I mean? Oh, get away. Get away. Holy diver.
I mean, look, I will say one huge thing about the Lever story of Super Gentleman 2. All right, and this is God honest truth in how I feel about it. All right. Issue 2 got me on the Pierre Robert show. As far as I am fucking concerned, I arrived in Philadelphia that day. I mean, I love Preston and Steve. Preston and Steve are fucking great DJs. The whole show, they're awesome guys. Pierre's a fucking legend in Philadelphia. And the second issue, Pierre wanted me on his show. I got to talk on Pierre Robert's show. So, beyond anything else. Oops, that? Okay. Looks like we gotta focus again. Something is OBS doesn't let me blow it up, so I can't look at it.
So what's a funky singer playing in a rock and roll band? I never had no problems. Yeah. Running down a one-night stand. Got to start feeling so low. Yeah, I decided quickly. And I did.
I think I want to stretch this up a little bit. I think what we're going to do...
I thought that they were out of their minds. How could I be so foolish?
How could I be?
To not see I was the one behind. So still I kept on fighting. Losing every step of the way. I said I must go back there. I got to go back there. To see if things still the same. Play that funky music right. Play that funky music, white boy.
Yeah, see, I thought about that. That's why, okay.
What's this see? Changing rock and roll in minds.
See, the ultramarine violet is a little too dark, I think, now for what I want. It's not really popping the way I want it to. I learned my lesson that day. But I think I actually have an idea. My thought is that maybe some of this turquoise actually would be what I need in this area. And my thought process here is that these guys will all turn much more green. Be it viridians and stuff. And I told you there's going to be a lot of subtlety in this. This is going to... like, if I do this right, I mean, you're already starting to... There actually is a little hint of it. It's starting to show. With the turquoise as it is there. These guys, especially like this group right here, I get in that spot. They should be fading in, okay? Like I want them like little phantoms, just like when I take a photo of it, almost don't want you to see them. I almost don't want you to see them on this thing when it's done. I want you to be having to, I want you to have to come see this painting in person, and when you get there, be like, oh fuck, what's that? You know what I mean? Like that's my goal. Like I said, especially for these ones. These guys here and that guy there, they're going to be a little more bright, they're going to be a little more out there. But these ones here, I want dropping back. So what I'm thinking is I might have to hold tight on putting more variations in these blues for now. I might be able to put a little cerulean up here, maybe a little something there, maybe just a few touches, nothing big, just little hints. Yeah, and then take that turquoise and add a few, like in this area, and maybe just drift it up here too, Again, knowing that this turquoise is going to vanish because it's going to be turning into the viridians and the oxide chromium greens, sap green, like those things, olive, those colors are going to be popping out. Oh, this whole thing's like a mess. It's just making my hands dirtier and dirtier. So I think I'm going to hold tight now. I'm just trying to think. That's probably the way to go because it's the few dashes I put down here, even as I move around, I can't see it. And if I can't really see it, probably doesn't exist. My as bad as my eyes really are, like when it comes to needing glasses and stuff, the reality of it is when it comes to color, I have very, very, very good eyes. I can see slight tonal changes very well. I'm not bragging, it's actually annoying as shit. Because I get all hot and bothered about stuff. And people I know that are into art and or people even that aren't into art, Actually, I probably annoy them more, but, I'm like, oh my god, you see this painting? There's this little red color that they drop it, especially when it comes to Vincent. Like, Vincent dropped this red color in this thing, and oh my god, it fixes the whole fucking painting for me. And then they look at me like, the fuck are you talking about? It's red right here, and they're like, I didn't see that. I know. Why do you think that fixes the whole painting? And like, it's so hard to explain to people. It's why, like, when I had my breakdown, like I said, my color went from my eyes. I couldn't see like I do. Like I had been so used to. Why it fucking almost destroyed me. That's why I can never forgive, my work and those involved that led me to that point. It'll never happen because of that. Because they almost cost me something I may say it's annoying, but it is my life. Without it, I have nothing. So it's that time. I mean, my kids might not be right in bed yet, but uh, you know, it's time for me to go up at least and force them into bed. Like, get in there, no, you know, get over here. No, no, don't do that. I really wish I could like live stream. You know. Oh, that's fucking horrible. Oh, that's terrible. Sorry, it's a picture of the old man from Pawn Stars, and says, "I wanted to live to be 100," and then it's his son. Best I can offer is 77. It's fucking terrible. That's awful. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Got distracted. So I'm gonna put the Be Right Back screen on. Give my kids a kiss goodnight. Tell them stop bothering me. Get that set up. Forgot to turn the microphone back on. Professionalism. I was saying, I realized I had some cerulean on my other palette, but it got tainted with a little yellow ochre, and some of the turquoise and the permanent green light. So I'm gonna let that one go. I have the feeling that if just trying to use it a little bit is going to cause it to get all funky with, you know what I mean? Like it'll pick up that shit. Especially because I have to mix in a little bit extra, you know. If you guys are paying attention, you see a little, I put a little medium in there. Because I don't want this heavy. You know? Like I don't want this to be heavy, heavy tones. Because I don't want this lightening up very much. You know? I want this to still feel very, very dark, even up here. I think for all the other colors, I'm okay with what's on that palette. Reusing them, like I said, the turquoise will be okay. I just have to be careful because I don't want to really use that turquoise now, because I'll get confused with what's bats and what's not. You know, I just wanted to have a little. As the Southerners would say, I wanted to be a little touched. I usually mean that for insanity. That works just as well in my case. But I wanted to have the feel of, you know, like almost like a night cloud concept in here. You know, like he's sleeping. These are. Is not a face, field of pain is where I graze, serenity is far away. Saw my reflection and cried, so little hope that I died. Read me your lies open wide, in my heart, not the size. Oh, I don't mind, yeah. I don't mind. I don't mind, yeah. I don't mind. I lost my mind, yeah. So now, I've said in the past few episodes that I'm building a Patreon, and I'm still working on my tiers. I'm still, like, whenever I can. And I got to actually sort of start thinking about, like, things I might do that are Patreon exclusive. I'm not sure really what I'm going to pull off yet. There's some I'm thinking, like, cause I can't give you behind the scenes because I do this. I mean, it's literally how the paintings get made, you know? And I don't want to, like, be like, oh, I'm going to have, like, you know, special episodes of just painting there. But what I'm thinking, as I said, I write a lot too. Every now and then a poem or two pops out too. So I'm thinking I might actually throw those up into that area. Look, you give a shit, cool. You don't, whatever. You want to pay to make fun of me? Dude, that's fine too. Because it's terrible poetry. Yeah, I was watching something actually today about Oscar Wilde, and it's like, if I may quote Portrait of Dorian Gray, it's, you know, there's a I'm going to misquote. It's not the right quote, but a generalization, paraphrase it if you will. The one guy talks about how he adores bad poetry because the bad poet lives the life that he can't describe. And meanwhile the good poet ends up being famous and doesn't live the hard life.
You made me wrong, but all I know, but you made me right. Remember how I found you there, alone in your electric chair.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to do this little subtle thing here. See if anybody picks up on this. It's actually a little cheesy, but I think I like it. I'm going to have to manipulate this a little bit so I can actually see if it works, if it's working.
You may be right. I may be crazy.
Alright, so now that gives me some room, I think, to mess with this a little bit. To throw these violets in again, and ultramarines into a little bit more up in this area. So I like that actually, like where it has like this, maybe this idea that this is like kind of like coming out of nowhere. Like it reminds me, like if I were to do this like this, where it's, and I'm going to do it like this, so I shouldn't say if I'm going to. I'm going to. Years and years ago, when I worked at a restaurant called Cafe Bellissimo, before I started driving, because I didn't drive until after I turned 21. Every now and then, I would walk home, and it wasn't a very short walk. I mean, it wasn't incredibly long, but it's a distance to my parents' house. It's certainly a distance to here if it still existed. But and so I when I couldn't find a ride, or people I normally would get rides with would get caught before me, I walked home. And one night I walked home. Now I imagine it must have been moonlight reflecting, off of a cloud or something in a weird way. But there was like this weird patch in the sky. Like I said, maybe there was moon like just sort of fading in through like because it was a heavy cloud at night. At least I assume it was. There was no skies. But I don't take some of that violet up there again. It just had this very, very weird look, whatever it was. Gonna wear my leather? This guy looks. He's like, "Hey, punk." I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." Some dice in the alleyway.
So Leroy warms up.
He's like, "Hey, I thought I told you." I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." Some Zaffo. I'm like, "Oh, Zaffo, what's up?" He's like, "Nothing." I'm like, "That's cool."
My United States of whatever.
I don't try this again. I'm just trying to see if the effect is happening the way I want it to. It's getting there, I think. The problem is I'm getting a lot of reflections. I may have to dim the light back here, too. Shake, 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 Sonora. Shake your body line. Sorry, pick my nose a little bit. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I think it's working. It's not showing up very well on your guys' camera. I'm sorry. My girl's name is Sonora. I tell your friends I adore her. She's a hurricane and all tied the weather. Jump in the line. I thought about putting my Rocket League recordings like on Patreon, but I'm like, nah, it's shitty. I mean, the play is just, I'm awful. Shake, 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 Sonora. Shake the body line. Shake, 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 Sonora. Shake it all the time. Work, 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 Sonora. Work your body line. Work, 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 Sonora. Work it all the time. Make a talk about cha-cha, tango, waltz, or the rumba. Senora's dance has no title. You jump in the saddle, hold on to the bridle, jump in the line, rock your body in time. Okay, I believe you. Jump in the line, rock your body. Good body, child. Help me. Oh. Shake, 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 Sonora. Shake your body line. Shake, 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 Sonora. Shake it all the time. Work, 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 Sonora. Work your body line. Work, 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 Sonora. Work it all the time. Sonora, this is a sensation. The reason for aviation. When you got to want it, when she brought up to go back around. Hold your skirts a little higher. Okay, chimney. What? Shake, 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 Sonora. Shake your body line. Work, 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 Sonora. Work it all the time. Dance, 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 Sonora. Dance your body time. Work, 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 Sonora. Work it all the time. Senora's dance is calypso. Left to right is the tango. When it's sensation, she go up in the air, come down in slow motion, jump in the line, rock your body in time. Okay, I believe you, jump in the line. Somebody help me. I believe you. What? Shake, 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 Sonora. Body line. Shake, 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 Sonora. Shake it all the time. Work, 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 Sonora. Feels better than small, but interesting. Very interesting, but stupid. What comes to mine hair? What comes to mine hair? It's just about time, isn't it? Just thinking it's probably close. I mean, it was already almost there. Yeah. The one downside of the kids staying up later is as soon as I go up to put in bed, I have to come down here and basically clock out. I'm going to try to get a little nicer, tighter in here. Let's do some of this. I don't want to like wipe out the little white space right now because it's going to help me keep these things clear. What if we get a little closer? Now I've been approached to get, now by 2 people for potential commissions. I knew the word was going to come out eventually. Brand new in the Oxford Dictionary. No. So I have a feeling after this it's going to be those 2 because I need to get some cash. I'm going to need supplies very shortly. I'll probably actually have to do kind of a, like I did with Mike, like, all right, I'll knock some cash off if you give me the stuff I need. Because right now, I'll be honest, I'm running low on cerulean. I don't think I need a whole lot for this painting, so that's going to be helpful. I think I'm going to need it for at least one of them pretty badly. I'm getting low on cobalt. Really low on that too. Alright. Maybe not that low, but I'm definitely getting low. Lower than I'd like to be. I'm good on yellow ochre. I'm good on French ultramarine. There's some stuff I know that I'm going to be needing soon. Especially by the time I'm done this. So, I kicked the whole thing out. That's one bad point about this thing being here. And it's a really lightweight tripod too. Like I just fixed it and I don't even know if it's in the right spot. There we go. Okay. It's really lightweight. So I just tap it and it'll fly. I thought I already broke the leg. I had to get to rig it up to make sure it stays. So just throw this in there. That I think for now. So tomorrow night, I think there's no other choice but to get really kind of kicking into some of these bats and shit. We'll probably start small and come up. It's going to be the easiest way, I think. Quickest way to find out whether or not I'm completely fucked in how I planned this. I think that's probably the best way to do it. So we'll start with the itty bitty guys. And we'll go from there. Great talking to no one. Always a pleasure. God, I gotta. One of my journal entries, I said, given all these failures I've had, you'd think I'd give up on all this shit and I'd stop streaming this and whatever. But, I said a wiser man would have. But I am nothing if I am not a fool. So, keep that in your head, kiddies. I hope you guys like this new camera setup. Nobody who showed up and said hi. I think I like it better. I'm a little tighter, unfortunately, but I think for my idea of what I want this to be and teaching you guys stuff and how I do things at least and getting stuff across to you, when I say what color I'm doing and what I'm mixing or whatever, I think this is a better setup. I know you don't get to see my hideous, distorted face. You will all survive better and sleep better because of it. If I could ever figure out what the fuck to do with this microphone, that'd be great. I've been thinking about my headphones. I got new headphones, and the mics are really nice. But I don't know if I want to paint with the headphones, because then it's going to be dragging that cord everywhere I try to step. And if I have to step way over there, I got to take the fucking things off. And I don't think it's going to be much better of an option. So, yeah. We'll see. Ideally, I'd love to get like a little Bluetooth clip-on. That'd be fucking perfect, but whatever. Alexa, stop. So we're going to call that for the night. I'm pretty happy with where we got. Like I said, I know I want to do more stuff in the background, but I got to get some of these creatures in there first to keep me from getting confused as to what's the creature and what's the new brushstroke. So I got to get them transitioning from these turquoise and mixture going on. Turquoise and violets and blues and greens and whatever I've already thrown in there. I gotta get them transitioning to just their real greens, and then see how they're coming up, see if they're fading into the background how I want them to. Like I said, I want them to be. If you look at our reference, I should put it up to the camera that's not even aimed at them. You look at our reference. Let's try to see if I can line it up. See how good I did. Yeah. No, okay. Anyway, you look at our reference, they don't hide that well. I really do want these guys back here, these ones, to just sort of poof out at you, Like just like that. So, all right. So, as Joker says, see you next time, kiddies.